So today I'm attempting to turn this into a carbon fiber front lip. And if this fails, I will lose months worth of work and be a very sad and violent Charlie.
Stupid effing back.
So we could have purchased a carbon fiber body kit online, but what's the fun in that? So the plan is simple, to turn this to a carbon fiber front lip, and then turn the rest of all these 3D printed items into carbon fiber wide body. That's where we're going, that's what we're attempting. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss this episode.
So here's where we start off with the plug. This is basically the master shape, and every carbon fiber part starts right here. And if the plug sucks, then the final part is gonna suck too. So what you gotta do here is you gotta do a little bit of body filler, shape out all the crevices where we join the 3D printed parts together, any areas where the print did not come out spectacular so you could smooth it out later. And the next step to getting this thing buttery smooth is to put this gray stuff, which is called Duratec. It's a really surfacing primer, and honestly, this stuff is basically magic for composites. Without this, every single layer line within this 3D print will transfer into the mold and then to the carbon fiber, so instead of looking OEM, it looks BS.
All right, so now that we got the Duratec on this, there's still some areas that need, well, the whole thing still needs sanding. So we're gonna go ahead, hit these high areas. You can see I already started. It is flattening out, which is good. So we need it perfectly flat. Sand all the way up to 1500. That way we can compound polish it so this thing looks class A finish. So when we carbon fiber, it comes out of the mold looking beautiful. Some of you may be asking, why go through all this tomfoolery? Why go through all this arts and crafts? Why wear Crocs? I don't know. I actually do hate Crocs, but I have them on. And the reason that we're doing this is what we want to call a split mold. Because of the geometry throughout this, if we put a piece in here like this, not only would it be hard to get the carbon fiber in a lot of these crevices, but it'd be almost impossible to get it out of the mold. And if you lose all this work, it's what us in the business like to call depression. Would definitely kick in very quickly. So we're creating this split mold so we could do these two halves apart, be able to take those out of the mold and bring them together. And this is always done when you have this kind of complicated geometry and really a hard layup in general that you just want to be able to get to do. Now it's finally time to wax that shit. All right, we need to apply 4 coats of this Partel paste, so we're gonna put it on with the applicator sponge and then wipe it off. Complete that 4 times and then PVA over that and then get to gel coat. All right, so now that we're not transferring any of the tooling coat to this glove, we're gonna start doing fiberglass. We're gonna do 2 layers, let that sit overnight and let that heat go so it doesn't mess up any more of this mold. You can see, I think we have some gatoring in some of these areas. That means there's usually probably some oil residue or something that I didn't clean up well before I did it. But either way, 2 layers, do a veil, do a little thicker coat, and then sand it down, wait tomorrow, do 3 tomorrow. All right, let's go. All right, as you can see, we got both sides of this mold done. Now it's time to crack this puppy open and see what we actually are working with so we can hopefully make some carbon fiber. I'm guessing we're gonna have to make some repairs because that's just the way this stuff goes. But let's get into it. We're going to be using this P17A. It's called something else now, but it's a hardener to fix molds, and it dries pretty quick, so it's great for repair jobs, and it sands down easily. All right, now that we got all of the fixes done, I did have to use some pretty harsh chemicals to get some of the stuff off, along with some Scotch-Brite really to get all that PVA peel play off. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit it with some compound and then hit it with some polish, make this mold really shiny and glossy so that final carbon fiber part comes off looking sweet with minimal effort.
Now, to make the carbon fiber fit perfectly without any distortion, we first make some templates using tape and paper. So I'm gonna lay on these complex shapes as I'm going to lay separate pieces for this mold. I will then trace out that shape, transfer it to paper for a little bit of rigidity, and then that'll be our template to be able to cut carbon fiber.
All right, so now that we got wax, we got a PVA'd, we got our cutouts for our first layer of carbon fiber, we're ready to attach it to the mold.
Now to lay this carbon fiber, we're going to spray it with a little bit of Super 77. That'll help it stick to it. Lay it nicely and conform it to the shape, and continue all the way down the pieces until we have our first layer completely down.
All right, we've got 2 layers of carbon fiber on its upper portion of our front lip. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add this core mat. This core mat sits on top of the carbon fiber, just like a layer of carbon fiber. It absorbs the resin, but what it does is it makes it very stiff. And that will be good because of all the downforce that this lip will taking. We're also going to be using splitter rods attached, so drilled into here to the car. So we definitely want some extra rigidity there and strengthen up that part. So we're gonna glue these on, then we're gonna put the third and final layer on top of that, and then do some resin infusion. Carbon fiber is laid. Now we move on to peel plug, consumables, and finally some vacuum infusion. And my new duck, welcome to my crib, bro.
Now, to get ready to do resin infusion, you always have to follow this protocol. You're going to have your carbon fiber first, then your peel ply, which will make sure all the consumables on top do not stick to it, and also leave a nice surface when you need to glue to it, which I will do that. Then comes the infusion mesh, which helps the resin flow through the part, and then your spiral tubing, which will also help distribute the resin throughout the part to make sure that it reaches all the corners. And then finally the vacuum bag, which is Charlie's arch nemesis.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we finally vacuum bagged this entire Rubik's Cube of a mold. And I will tell you that putting vacuum bags on probably raises my blood pressure through the roof. It is the most nerve-wracking thing, and I can't ever seem to do it very good, but I think this is good. So what we need to do now is pull a vacuum, and we'll use that gauge there to see if the vacuum's pulling, and then if it stays once we turn it off, that means we have a very good vacuum. If not, I will chase around these leaks, which I am sure there are plentiful, till we find it, and we can finally put resin in this mold. Thank gosh. All right, let us pull vacuum. So fatal flaw, for some reason this is just will not hold vacuum, so I don't know what it is, but big enough where I can't even get it to full-sided vacuum. So we gotta fucking rip it up and do it all over again. So excited. This has been a super frustrating week. So got this mold. I went through 7 yards of this vacuum film and I cannot get this thing to properly sit on the piece. Either one piece is too tight, stretching too thin. So I ran out of it. This is not long enough and I gotta order some more and just super frustrated. And then the printer broke as well. So, you know, one of those days that you kind of question why you're doing all this, but I don't know, order some more, we'll give it another shot. If not, I don't know if this Widebody is coming. Frustrating.
Now we move on from Sad Charlie to doing the vacuum bag, hopefully for one last time. And now we're prepped and ready to do the bottom half, which is filling beautifully and not a lot of issues. Now we carry on to the top half. Now the top half, it was not giving me a good full vacuum and I paid the price. As you can see here from my monkey over the head resin technique. And we had some problems, but the resin eventually did fill.
So you can see my catch can work perfectly. The only problem is I forgot to put a cup in it. So lesson here, don't be like Charlie. Don't ruin an expensive catch can full of resin now. Well, at least thinking of my pump, but it still sucks. Don't do that.
So after it's all resin, we wait about 6 hours and then we start to remove the consumables before they get too dried on and hard. And now we take off the peel ply to unveil that beautiful surface.
Hey, sneaking my head in here for a second. We are now gonna pop this mold off and check it out. Same process, use a bunch of these wedges, wedge it all up in there, you know, and then pop it out. Let's see how it looks.
Yes, baby, now we have parts. The top part came out pretty good. You can see a little bit of pitting, but look at that bottom part. We are ready to combine. Let's go, baby.
All right, still one of my favorite things to do with any carbon fiber project. All right, I gotta find a good one for you guys. Ready? Nothing better. And closer to the vision I had since episode 1. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the wrapping, the wide body, the wheel reveal. It is going to be amazing.
So now that we have cut and sanded everything to shape, it's time to get these two pieces together. So to begin, we must clean this part and then shove these two pieces back into the mold. Now, as you can see here, the top piece bowed out a little bit, so we're giving it a little extra love to get it back in.
So technically, and in reality, these are two separate parts, and we need to get them as one. So we have one opportunity, one chance, I don't know, trying to get some good motivational speech, but really do have one chance to glue these two pieces together, create one beautiful piece. And as we've said throughout this video, we have these alignment pegs that'll make sure that these two fit together snugly, and please hope that these go together correctly, because if not, we gotta start again, and I don't want to do that.
It is so nice to be in the home stretch. So now it's time to combine these two together. We're gonna use this carbon fiber tape to do that. Stick it in between where the two parts meet, resin that up, and then wait for that to dry. And we got this all clamped down so it does not move at all to ensure that we get the perfect fitment. This has been a super long journey, and I am super excited to get to this part. Thank goodness. Let's hope this comes out correct. So we're going to do this, wait for it to sit for about 24 hours, and then check our progress.
24 hours later.
All right, it is now time to take all these clamps off, remove this from the mold, and see if it worked. Now, remember when going into this mold, it looked like it bowed out a little bit. So the thing I'm worried about as soon as I release it, if it's gonna bow out and break the seam that we just created. You and me are about to find out. If that happens, we are boop, and that is helly bad. So let's get these things off, pop it open, and see what happens together. Yes, and this bee is staying together. Now, I did not glue these outer fins here, so
we're gonna glue it right now. Let's use some Scotch Weld 420. And that's gonna help keep this nice and tight. So we tape the edges to make sure that this glue and adhesive doesn't get all over other parts of the carbon fiber that we do not want it. So we're gonna go ahead and glue these, let them set for at least 24 hours, and then nervously remove them and see if everything goes to complete doo-doo. Now it's time to see if this glue is held up as well as it is, or if this fin just splits apart. So, big moment. Oh, uh-oh. I hear cracking. I think we did it. Okay, obviously this needs to be sanded down to be totally flush with this part in here, but got ourselves a fin, baby, and staying together. I like it. Thumbs up for everybody, mostly me. Well, I debated whether even showing this in the video or really even calling it quits, but as you can see from these pictures, there are some problems with this front lip due to the pitting in the front, really because I didn't get a good vacuum before I included the resin, which is a major lesson learned for me. But I must move on. I'm going to continue to work on this in the background, get this on the car, that is for sure, but let us move on to the spoiler and starting the wrap.
So sorry, boys, that this did not work out. I really wanted to get this on the car and see what it looked like. But listen, this part is not trash. We could still repair this. Those little areas, we can resin it, make it flat, and make it look beautiful. It's just gonna take a little more time than I expected. But we're gonna keep at it. Stay tuned for next episode. We're doing the spoiler. We're wrapping the roof. It's gonna be great. See you next episode. Peace.